Time now for a check of the top business news stories, and Kate Moody joins us here. Hi there, Kate.
Hi, Tom.
Now, another blow to France's restaurants today because the Prime Minister has announced that the consumption of alcohol in public is hereafter banned.
Yeah, because especially in the nice weather that we've been having this week and in the last month or so, crowds of people in France have been gathering with takeaway drinks in parks, squares, along riverbanks, and even on street corners. Now, as the country enters its third nationwide lockdown, that has been banned. French bars, cafes, and restaurants have been operating on takeout or delivery only since the end of October. Restaurateurs say the government is now taking away one of their most lucrative offerings, and because of the short notice, it's leaving them with unsold stock. Take a listen.
Customers, especially young ones, come for alcohol. It's not worth firing up our ovens, all our kitchen equipment, consuming all that electricity to earn €200 a day. So we're going to close.
I feel we haven't learned from past errors. The last two lockdowns we were alerted the night before, and now they're doing it again, taking us for idiots.
While the World Health Organization has criticized the EU's vaccine rollout as unacceptably slow, the World Trade Organization is focusing its criticism on manufacturers. The WTO's managing director says pharmaceutical giants need to either speed up the pace of production or share their know-how so that both advanced and developing economies can benefit from the vaccines. Ellen Gainsford has more.
While richer countries are powering ahead with COVID vaccinations, concerns are growing that poorer nations are being left behind. So far, just 10 countries have administered 70% of all vaccine doses. The new head of the World Trade Organization has criticized the gap.
I think that the kind of vaccine inequity we're seeing is definitely not acceptable. That's what happened with HIV/AIDS, where we had to wait 10 years for people to get access to life-saving drugs. It happened with H1N1 vaccines, where rich countries bought up the vaccines and poor countries had none.
She argues that if pharmaceutical companies can't meet global demand, they should hand their research and technology over to developing countries so they can manufacture their own doses, praising AstraZeneca for its cooperation with the Serum Institute of India and calling for other manufacturers to follow suit. Although not all WTO member states agree that intellectual property rules should be dropped, France has come out against the idea.
Nous voulons accroître la production de vaccins, c'est la priorité absolue, faire en sorte que la vaccination puisse s'accélérer. Et par ailleurs, nous estimons que la propriété intellectuelle est un élément clé d'un commerce équitable à travers la planète.
Many developed countries have faced criticism for over-ordering doses. Some, including the UK, have pledged to donate their excess supplies, but only once their own populations are fully vaccinated.
Let's check in on the day's trading action now. The major European indices closed higher, gains between a quarter and 2/3 of a percentage point there. Stocks were boosted by strong manufacturing data for the Eurozone, its fastest pace on record. Shares of Deliveroo, meanwhile, slumped about 2% on their second day of trading. Wednesday's IPO saw them plunge 26% in the worst ever market debut in London's history. Wall Street's trending higher as well. The tech-heavy Nasdaq leading gains up about 1.5% there. The S&P 500 has crossed the 4,000 threshold for the first time. Investors broadly welcoming the promise of spending in Joe Biden's $2 trillion infrastructure plan and shrugging off his proposal to raise the corporate tax rate. Moving on to some of the day's other business headlines now. The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits rose slightly last week to 719,000. The previous week's 658,000 initial claims was the lowest since the start of the pandemic. It has been 1 year since claims peaked at an all-time high of 6.9 million in a single week. Danone has confirmed it will push ahead with 1,850 job cuts around the world. That's including 450 here in France. The French food and dairy giant had announced the layoffs last November. And the world's largest chip maker is investing $100 billion to expand its research and manufacturing facilities over the next 3 years. The Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company said it was aiming to meet soaring demand amid a global shortage of chips. That's been affecting industries from cars to smartphones. That's all for now, Tom.
Thank you very much. It seemed we had a few extra jingles there in your summary of the business news. Thank you so much.
Just changing it up.
Yeah, shake it up. Why not? Thank you so much. Kate Moody there with all the business news. Let's turn our eye now to what's happening in the world of sport. Simon Harding's here. Hi there, Simon.